the title, and you know what I'm gonna be talking about today. So just give me 1 minute to get ready, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back, and first off, I wanted to say that this will not be long of a stream. I just want to do some talking about problems with Roblox. So let's just set that. Okay. So let me just start off by talking about spam bots and scammers. Okay, so the problem with spammers and scam bots are that they try and trick people. A lot of people already know this, but recently, over the past year, there have been lots of spam bots and scammers on Roblox groups, but recently, about 3 months ago, they managed to get their way into games, and now they're saying stuff like, this player got this much Robux, and to go to their website in order to claim your free Robux. Now, when people go there, if they're very insecure, they find that stuff is not free. In fact, if you go to the website that it mentions and then you try and get something for free, like let's say you want to get 10,000 Robux for free, what you would do is you would go to the website, you would type in your username, type in the type of electronic that you play Roblox on. You may have to type in your password, and then what you do is you choose the amount of Robux that you want, and then you have to complete 3 things to verify that you're a human. Now here's the part where I say this stuff is not free. So I did this myself actually as a test, and what happened was I checked all 3 of the verifications, and all of them, like all the apps, you could download for free, but you have to like buy membership or something. It's like downloading Hello Neighbor. Sorry, Hello Neighbor. You can download it for free, but then once you get to the game, it's like if you want to play, you gotta pay like $5. Okay, and it's really annoying. So yeah, it's free to download, but you can't really complete the human verification because they're trying to make profit and they want to get kids who are insecure to get their products so they can make money and just scam them instead of actually generating Robux, which would only result in a ban if Roblox checks your profile and sees that you have an abnormal amount of Robux as you shouldn't have because you didn't pay. So what they'll do is they'll ban you. They could perm ban you, or they could not perm ban you, but I would say they would perm ban you because you just did something that's definitely against the rules. You're supposed to pay money to get Robux because Roblox needs to make profit, but so do scammers. What I'm confused about is why they don't just get a legit job. So that's the problem. They focus on people who are insecure and don't know what they're doing, and they rob people of their money, which I think is not cool at all because I mean you're literally robbing people of their money. It's not cool. So yeah, that's about all I have to say for that. But other than that, like, yes, there are some other problems. It just depends on what they are. So the next problem I want to talk about are the spammers. So spammers consist of toxic people, and these toxic people like to really annoy people. Spamming is used as a way to annoy someone and get them to, you know, get angry at them and stuff like that. So what they do is they spam. If you don't know what spamming is, it's basically when you repeatedly do something like you could spam a letter and people are gonna get really pissed off and be like, oh, stop it, dude, you're not supposed to be doing that, stop spamming or else I'll report you. Like, they do that specifically to get people angry. And it's not cool, but of course, Roblox consists of a toxic community. And these toxic communities like to do that. Sorry, ignore that sound. So that's just about what happens. Okay, now the next problem I want to talk about are the type of games that we see on Roblox. Now, these games really love to piss me off. And these games are none other than the one and only simulators, which we see every single day on the front page. Now this might be, no, this will be longer than the regular explanations. So the problem is that simulators waste your money, and I'll give you one reason why. So let's say you're playing a simulator, right? And what happens is, like, they have a game pass for like 1,000 Robux. Sooner or later, they're gonna make something better. An item that you don't have to pay for is better than what they have. Ooh, okay, well, that was kind of, wow. But, yeah, so, like, you get an item that's, like, let's say 2,000 Robux. And, basically, they're like, get the super OP item, it's only 2,000 Robux. So you buy that item. And then, later, they make an item that you only need to play for better than an item that you actually paid real money for. And this really sucks for people who like to waste money, who like to spend money, because all they need to do is just wait unless the game, you know, stops being updated. And of course, that would be a waste of money, because now if the game isn't being updated, then you're not going to play it anymore unless it has a lot of content that you're still missing on. So this is one of the problems I find. Simulators like to overprice their items. It's a quick get-rich scheme, and they just love to mess your life up. They love to get money, and that's really all that they do. And so I like to call them pathetic developers, because it does not take much to make a simulator, and it really pisses me off that people don't want to put effort into making a legit game that can last longer than other games, okay? It doesn't make any sense to me, because if you just put a little bit of time and effort, you can end up doing way better. You can actually set a job for yourself, okay? A lot of programmers are in demand, and with not so many people wanting to code, if you go to Roblox, you go to Roblox Studio, you learn the scripting language Lua, instead of copying off of scripts, and you could have yourself a job right there. A lot of people want gaming developers, and they want people who can program and create websites. Roblox is a good starting place, especially if you play one of the games I forgot what it's called. I started learning it. Lua, or Roblox Lua. It is a really easy language to learn. Okay, but there's a game where you can actually learn how to play it. That's really cool. I've actually learned quite easily the basics in, like, what, half an hour? Maybe a bit longer. It was just the basics. So this language is really easy to learn, and I don't know why people don't want to put actual effort. If it's going to be a simulator, don't make it the same concept where you get something, you sell it, you do it again over and over again, and then after you do it like 10 times, you can get a better item, which does more for you, like a shovel and a treasure hunt simulator. And then a spoon, you'll get more sand than the spoon will give you. Like, you may get 3 sand every single time you dig, but then a spoon would only give you 1. And yes, that's quite a benefit, but remember, there's always a but. It's a simulator, and you're always aiming for that. And eventually, it'll just become a huge grind, which is basically a huge waste of a human life. Unless you spend way too much money in it, then you better do something about it before you realize how much of a mistake you just made. Well, that's one of the things I have to say about simulators. Also, one last thing about them. They're all the same thing. If they could make them a bit different, that would be great. Maybe a bit more enjoyable than the simulators on the front page right now. Now, this leads to the next topic I'm going to talk about, which is actually the type of games that people make, and how they make them, and what they do. So, what happens is they make, like, big developers make pretty original games, and then what do smaller developers do? Well, yeah, they make code, but they make the same exact game. Okay? They make the same exact thing that the big developers make. Bubblegum Simulator, which is, yes, a simulator, was made by a huge developer, and now there are a bunch of copies of the game where are not as good, and it really puts a bad reputation. And I really don't understand why people just won't make their own original content. I am currently making a game called Gods Online and Combo Start, and I'm willing to put in a lot of effort. I already have everything planned out. It's not going to be a simulator. In fact, it's actually going to be something better. You can't think of it as, okay, let's see. So, Combo Start is going to be a game where basically what you do is you fight people, you level up, you get better swords, you get perks, and it's an all-around skill-based game. 80 to 90% of the game is going to be skill-based. The only thing that isn't skill-based are the perks and the items you can get as you level up. But I'm like, okay, well, they should get EXP for just playing the game. So, you know, it'll be easy to get those benefits too. So it's still basically going to be a skill-based game where you fight people. Right now there are 3 types of swords. There's the great sword, the long sword, and the broadsword. Broadsword, or great sword, is 2-handed. A broadsword is a long one-handed sword. You can really only use one. Let's see. Like I said, a great sword is a 2-handed sword, and it'll do a lot of. It'll be able to one-shot regular players. And long swords will be able to 3-shot players, without any perks. They do 40 damage out of 100 health. But you can hit it 3 times in 1 second, basically meaning every single weapon in the game can one-shot a basic player who has no perks like 50% chance to dodge or any stuff like that. No, just basic players, 100 health. It'll easily end up in a second. So I find that it's really equal, it just depends on which one fits you the best. And whichever one does is of course going to be the one that you're going to use. I would preferably choose the longsword because you can hit it more times in 1 second. So what this does is it gives you an opportunity to be able to hit them again in that same second, making it easier to do damage to them. With the greatsword, you could do 100 damage every single shot. But I mean, if you miss the shot, you're gonna have to wait another second to use it because it's heavy, right? So you should technically be able to, you know, have another chance to hit up them, so that's the risk. But as we all know the saying, risk comes with reward, and of course there's always a chance that you might die or that something bad might happen, but of course there's always a reward if you manage to succeed, which only really courageous people will do. So, you know, that's basically Combo Star. Gods Online is, I'm sorry to say this, it will be a simulator, but it comes with the fact that it has a lot more content than what other simulators will do. Because what I'm thinking is, you join the game, right? You start out like it's a simulator. And what happens is there are NPCs and there are tons of quests for you to do. And then what you do is you go there, you do the quests, you get the NPCs, and then that's when the real fun starts. You know, of course it's going to be AFK grinding, but then there's going to be the quests, the NPCs, you know, the PvP, the fighting, all the fun, the skills. You know, there's gonna be more to it than just a simulator. And, you know, that's what makes most simulators unique, is how there's a lot of content to do. Of course, there are always gonna be simulators. Like I said, no work put into, but I mean, can't really do anything about that, can you? So, you know, it does anger me, but at the same time, like, it's not like we can really stop it unless we ban simulators that not a lot of effort is put into. So, but now we're gonna have to deal with it. Well, maybe eventually people will stop being so lazy and they will actually put effort into these simulators that we played today. Now, there are about 2 more problems with this game. I'm gonna talk about this next one. Is the rules of Roblox, and that's just about it. So here is the problem with Roblox. They make rules, yet no one follows them. So I feel that there should be like a way more strict policy where if you break a rule, like if the let's say there's a system, if the system notices a player is doing something wrong, it'll automatically kick them from the game or ban them for a limited time, or you know, just something like that. Because I mean, you shouldn't be doing that. It's like talking back to your parents. You know, you're not supposed to talk back to your parents. So if you do talk back to your parents, you gotta expect to get into trouble, right? it's not like you can just do that without any problem. So Roblox should make the rules more strict in the fact that it actually becomes more of a kid-friendly game. And yeah, so that's what I think of it. Also, there's someone shooting at me from over there. I can not see them, but I know where they are. And you know, it really is like, you know, the rules are okay. But then there's one thing I forgot to mention, and that has to do with the reports. A lot of people like to report people for doing things that they shouldn't be doing, and they know they shouldn't be doing it. But what they do is nothing. Roblox does absolutely nothing about this, and it really upsets me. And Roblox should definitely pay more attention. I feel like the only type of people that they watch out for are people who get mass reported, but then they totally ignore the fact that there are people who aren't reported as much, who do probably worse things, like hacking or exploiting, and then, you know, the big developers who get mass reported are freaking banned for saying something that was supposed to happen, but didn't happen when they wanted it to, and people were like, well, it's never gonna come out, so basically he lied to us, right? Didn't he lie to us? And no, those people are not right. Well, they're not wrong either, because he did say it would come out before, you know, some other time. So it really pisses off people. I'm referring this to Superpower Training Simulator developer Rizu Kun _dev said that there would be a minor update, and then there would be an regular update soon. And guess what? It's been 3 months since they said that, and there has still yet to be an update on this game. And we know now that they've been taking their sweet time. And people are really angry about that, because they're like, okay, you said you were gonna do a minor update and then a major update. Yeah, you've done the minor update and it's been 3 months and you still haven't done the major update. And all the people of the Discord server are like, oh, well, no, they haven't given up on the game. We just didn't expect them to be this busy. But at this point, it doesn't really matter, because everybody thinks they're lying, and, you know, honestly, I feel like they are too. It's bad, okay? And I do not think they're telling the truth. Because if they were, the game probably would have updated by now. There would probably be a bunch of players. So I find it just to not be fair. And, you know, I don't like this, because they said they would do something, but then they didn't do it, because they were so-called too busy. So, you know, that's not worth banning or mass reporting someone over, because of the fact that, you know, they were so-called busy, but they did kind of lie about it being right after, or soon after the minor update, because the game still hasn't been updated by now, and that really pisses people off. So the next situation I want to talk about, or the last one before I have to end this stream here, is the Roblox community. I said this a couple of times before, I'm going to say it again. The Roblox community is extremely toxic. And I mean extremely toxic. Everybody there is basically a piece of crap. Unless they're like 7 years and younger. Everyone 8 and older is basically a piece of crap to the chat. And I can't even bear to watch this happen. I mean, people are being called so many mean things as, you know, just children who want to enjoy a game. And it's all for no reason. Okay, it literally is. So this Roblox community is extremely toxic. Of course, it'll probably never fix. There are always people who aren't exactly clear in their head when it comes to being nice, being polite, and actually being a person who wants to play the game and not, you know, ruin other people's experiences. Like I said before, we cannot stop stuff like this. All we can do is try and make it better. Put more strict rules if you're saying something that's mean or something like that. Or something that's meant to insult or hurt someone mentally. Then, you know, there always comes the ban. I'll call it just the ban for now. You know, I find it kind of mean. So... Okay, no. I'll just stop right there. So yeah, that's the problem. And that's what I think is the solution. Okay. So that's about all I have to say. Because that's about all there is. And like, all you have to do is just limit the amount of things that people do, people say, and how other people act against it, because even though other players are, you know, asking them to stop, the toxic players will of course never stop. They'll just keep going and they will keep doing until they get something severe like a ban or a kick, or that's just about it. So, yeah guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the very bad gameplay. It's been a while since I last played Fortnite, and I will see you guys next time on my next video.